that means don't touch.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Whitney Young Dolphins JV football. This is Barry Newman. I'm joined by Tony McHale for today's game between Whitney Young and the Michelle Clark Eagles. We're coming to you a little bit delayed today.
What's a half hour?
We're on island time, I think.
There you go.
We got Clark just arriving. The team's going through some warm-ups, so we're guessing probably 10 minutes we'll get going here. So give you an overview on the two teams, or at least what we know. We know Whitney a lot more. Clark, we're not sure. I think we know we faced them last year in Varsity, and so maybe Tony, if we think about that game, and Tony's being asked by Coach Eddie right now a few questions.
Coach, this is yours. This is the Varsity camera. So when you guys are done, we can move this.
Yeah, we're just we got the Varsity team just wrapping up their practice. But anyway, if we talk about Whitney Young, JV team right now, coached by Eddie Boucher, Coach Eddie. He's also part of the Varsity staff. Coach Eddie graduated from Whitney Young, as well as head coach of the Varsity, Daniel Finger. So strong Whitney Young connections from the coaches. And, JV team really about building for the future. And I think if any of you out there have been following the Varsity team, you'll know that while there's some established upperclassmen leaders on that, Patrick McHale at quarterback, Frank Skotanis at running back, and Tommy Pizzario at offensive tackle are sort of your stalwarts there. But you're also getting a lot of contributions from underclassmen on that Varsity team. So right now the offensive line of the Varsity Dolphins features 4 underclassmen, 2 freshmen in that starting lineup, 2 sophomores. So they're starting on that Varsity team, meaning they're not starting on this JV team. So we've got other guys that are going to be contributing on JV. I think today we're going to see that we're probably smaller than the Clark Eagles, but they're going to be out there battling. So if we look at Whitney Young's starting lineup and look on the offensive side of the ball and up front, in the middle, going to be number 55, Ben Barrett, a 5'8", 179 freshman. On the right side of the line, Jason Perez starting, number 69. He's 5'10", 183. Talking to the coaches about Jason, they just talk about the growth that he has made since entering this program last year. And they say that they see every day Jason becoming more of a leader, more of a presence on that line. And then on the right side, the right tackle, this will maybe tell a little bit of the story about the JV team, and that's Quinn Beck, number 58, sophomore, 5'11", 161. Quinn is actually a wide receiver, and raised his hand when we needed a right tackle and said, put me in, coach, which earned him a lot of respect from the coaching staff, earned him a lot of respect from the rest of the players. So Quinn is one of the captains on this team, and we'll see how he holds up. We've got the captains actually headed to the center right now for the coin toss. Looks like for the game captains, we've got Bennett Newman, the quarterback, number 12. Number 30, Dominic Duenas, sophomore running back. And also number 81, Brandon Dockett. Brandon Dockett is running out of the slot today. If any of you caught the game against the Hope Eagles, first game this JV team played, Dockett ran back kickoff for a touchdown. So probably highlighted the game there for the Dolphins. So they're out for the coin toss. So again, if back to the offensive line, Pat Billings starting at right guard. And Chase Green starting at left tackle. Chase has got probably one of the more, I guess I'd say, varsity level builds on this team, 6', 197 out there at left tackle. At the skilled positions, we're going to see today Tristan Merrill at tight end, number 84. He'll also be backed up by Barry Gordon, who will see some time out there. At the Z, the split receiver spot, Ari Rohde, number 41. Ari had a nice catch in the last game, and look to see some more of that today. Also, Solomon Bradley will get some time at the Z. Also mentioned in the slot, Brandon Dockett starting. At the Wide receiver, the X position, is Will DeMille, number 10, 5'8", 138-pound freshman. So Will is the speed burner on this team, so they're definitely going to be looking to get the ball in his hands. I mentioned Dominic Duenas as the starting tailback. When we go to fullback sets, when we go to the two-back set, we'll see Damian Mendez, number 49. And starting at quarterback, number 12, Bennett Newman, 5'10", 137-pound sophomore.
So the Dolphins won the toss and deferred, Barry. So they're going to kick off north to south, and the Eagles will receive the opening kickoff.
All right. Strategy already in play for the Dolphins.
Yeah, tackle somebody on the kickoff.
Yeah, that's right. I think we're going to have Solomon Bradley out there with the kick. I mentioned to Tony earlier that there was a competition this weekend, the Saturday practice. See who is going to be lining up in kickoff and punting duties. So I think it's Solomon. Yep, number 83 out there.
How many kids do we have in the competition?
Anybody who wanted to.
Nice.
From the punting side, so we saw some scuds sort of landing all over the place. And then I think Coach Eddie wanted to get practice over with, and so he said for anybody trying out on the kickoffs that if they couldn't get a kickoff beyond, I think it was like 15 yards or something like that, that they owed him like 25 up downs. So that
narrowed the field quite a bit.
Definitely narrowed the competition on all of that.
It's Whitney Young. They don't raise any dummies out here.
That's right. So this Whitney Young team, this JV team, started the year with a loss against the Hope Eagles, and I think a lot was gained in that game. JV football, a lot of those guys were playing their first tackle football game ever. So I think that was a few weeks ago. They banked that knowledge, and we'll see what we have in store for us today.
Yeah, so it's always interesting when you play a team like Clark, who they bring, because it's a smaller school, and you never know which of these kids might be getting some time on Friday nights or Saturdays. And they fake the kickoff.
All right.
So there's some big guys on the Clark side with offensive lineman numbers on their jerseys. So we'll have to see how they come out and what kind of offense they're going to run today against the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the expectation is they're going to run it and run it and run it some more. But we'll see. I think they're actually working on the chains over there. I think that's what we've got for a delay. I think the chains came out of the storage locker a little.
If it's any consolation, I don't think the current seniors won any of their JV games freshman or sophomore year. So, and now they're riding a 6-game winning streak. So
yeah. I was thinking about that, Tony, before the game today, and knowing that you were coming out here, and the analogy that came to my mind was sort of back in junior high when you were the dad who had the kid in 5th grade band, and Tony, it's like your son played his trumpet solo to Miles Davis on Saturday, and now my kid's going to play a little hot cross buns.
Yeah,
so
right.
You got the kickoff, almost got him early, but then Clark Eagles back up to about the 45-yard line.
So the final chapter of that story is that sophomore year, so Coach Finger, so it had to be freshman year. Coach Finger was the JV coach, and we went to Rockney Stadium the last JV game, and we played Orr. Well, Orr had this kid who was a sophomore playing quarterback that we couldn't touch. I mean, he scored 7 touchdowns in the game, and we lost, 42-0. And then missed the next year, so we played him. We were going to play him this fall. I saw him play. The kid was still amazing, but he didn't have 10 kids around him that were amazing, and the Dolphins had just gotten better, and Peyton had just gotten better, and they ended up he couldn't do everything. So what you see out here today doesn't really, reflect what's going to happen next year or the year after, especially when you have 25 freshmen out here that have signed on to the program this year, which is just amazing.
Yep, there's definitely a lot of growth in this program, and without a doubt, a lot of energy coming out of that varsity program. So you got Clark at the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the, call it the 44. Looks like they're in a 2-back set. You got 2 wideouts to the left-hand side. Inside give. Looks like he picked up about 3 or 4. Tackle on the play. We're going to call that Dominic Duenas. So Dominic playing in the middle linebacker slot came up.
This looks like one of those offenses, Barry, where you just have to kind of tackle everybody and figure out who has the ball later. Number 7 is going to pull this out sooner or later.
Yep. 2nd and 6. Another inside run to 29.
I think we'll zoom in a little bit if they're just going to run up the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So Barry Gordon in on that stop. So front defensive line here for the Dolphins. Barry Gordon at D end. I think we might have Pat Billings in, number 57, at nose tackle. Also D tackle, Chase Green, number 67, and the rush end is number 69, Jason Perez. So we got 3rd and short, 3rd and call it 3 from about the 49, the Dolphins' 49-yard line.
And I'll make you a bet right now that we don't see a flag the entire game.
We're not hoping for the holding call here.
Well, this the whoever was on the left side of the Clark line last time jumped about a second early, but
yeah, there's a little bit of
it's optional.
Yeah, exactly. Quarterback under center. Number 30, tail its hand, and we hit him in the backfield. He falls forward, close to the first down. So that was Billings and Gordon on that tackle again.
Great. No, they didn't give him the first down.
All right.
Or he didn't earn the first down. Yeah, great penetration there by Gordon. He hit the big guy in the backfield, but just enough leg strength to drive forward and pick up a yard and a half. So they're half a yard short right here. Surprised they're not punting.
We'll have to take what's the under-over on number of punts today?
I'm going to take 0, so you can have whatever other number you want.
All right.
I don't know, after practice on Saturday, though, if Coach has a punter, maybe.
All right. Number 7 under center. He's going to get around the end. Dominic Duenas brings him down, along with Will DeMille. Almost had him there in the backfield. But they're going to move the chains. Clark with a first down at the Dolphins' 36-yard line.
It's got to be interesting for a lot of these kids, as you said at the top, that when they played Hope, it was the first time they played tackle football, definitely in the high school level, but maybe ever or in a couple years. And now you're trying to get up to game speed after not playing for another 2 weeks. So it'd be interesting to see how fast they react.
Yep, agreed. All right, so Eagles out again in that I formation. Number 25, fullback. Number 30 is tailback. Clark back to pass. Throwing it up. Got a guy open. Off his hands. Off number 11's hands. You got Will DeMille in coverage down there.
Now, see, you told me we were going to have the same bet on passes as we did on punts.
Yeah.
That was a nice throw by number 7, though.
It was. I think maybe caught us off guard a little bit. Maybe. So I don't know if I got around the defensive backfield, but got Braden Samko back there playing the free safety slot. We'll call that the Patrick McHale junior varsity slot. And on the edges, we've got Solomon Bradley playing weak safety. Left corner is Brandon Dockett, and the right cornerback making that last play is Will DeMille.
We mentioned on Friday night there's no 40-second clock. We don't even have a regular clock here today, so it'll be a guess about how much time is left in the quarter.
Almost a fumble on that snap, and right back up the middle. Great stop. I think that's Chase Green in there on the tackle. I think Pat Billings and Chase Green teamed up on that.
Yeah, the Dolphins right now are getting great penetration, Barry. Dominic Duenas was in the backfield again. He's making a living there right now.
Yeah, they're really happy with Duenas. kid that we're going to see on the offensive side of the ball as well, and just know that he's going to fly around. Sort of, again, reference some of the Whitney Young Dolphins varsity guys. Just, again, if you've been watching those games, attending those games, listening to Tony call those games on the live stream, probably put probably in that Joseph Crawford slot, middle linebacker kind of nose for the ball. I think we got a
little timeout.
Timeout.
Are you allowed to take a timeout when we don't even have a clock? How does that work? See, I'm not sure. What we're not sure of is how many games Clark has played so far as a JV squad. This could be their first one.
Yeah, Tony, I told you I'd pull out some of my high school football stories.
Here we go. All right.
The Random Lake Rams from Random Lake, Wisconsin. I know I got a lot of fans out there for that, but so my first JV football play, we got a delay of game on, and my second JV football play, we got a delay of game on.
You weren't the quarterback, were you?
No, but I probably was a contributing factor, I'm sure.
Nice. Well, it took a while to learn the plays. I mean, it's a complicated game, lining up and all.
Yep. But it definitely moves faster, and that's something that Coach Finger had mentioned to me as well. Of like, these guys have been doing it in practice, but doing it live in a game, a little different. So a pitch on 3rd and 7. Hey, there was a flag.
There you go.
Came out. So the Eagles are going to score here. They're going to score, but already the official calling the hold and sending it back.
We should tell him the camera's over here. He needs to make the call this direction.
I think he was just making sure their coach knew.
So that had to be a drag down then if you're going to call that somebody out on that far left, defensive left side got yanked down.
Yeah, and again, there was good penetration there. Chase Green shot through there. They did bounce it out, and that's one of the things, I think a lot of the run plays that we've seen early are between the tackles, and Clark dialed one up there that worked, but it's coming back. So now we're going to have 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, you even see it on Sundays, Barry, that the first games this week were a little bit sloppy because you cannot get the game speed in practice, and these Dolphin kids really don't get to practice together as a JV unit. They are the scout team for the varsity, so this is the opportunity they get.
That's right. It's an interesting backfield here. 3 runners in the backfield, 7 with a long pitch to 4 who scored that last touchdown. And nice pursuit by Pat Billings. Great pursuit.
Now what do you see here? Do you see a Clark punt, or are they just going to go for it and see what happens?
Well, let's see. 7's coming off. He's just getting the play. So I think we've got
They're
ourselves.
Just going to go for it?
Yeah, call it. I have to get my football brain going on. Call it 3rd and what? About 18?
18, yeah.
3rd and 18 from the Dolphins' 43-yard line. So now we're going to see. I would think we'd see a pass. So let's see if we can get some action on the front line. Maybe a Jason Perez or Barry Gordon crashing in the backfield.
And that 7 threw a nice ball the last time he threw it. Just into double coverage for the Dolphins.
Yep, he sure did. So you got Will DeMille out on the island against 88 on the side. And again, Braden Samko playing that deep safety position. He'll be reading that quarterback and trying to give some help back there. And yeah, they're Eagles were almost in an illegal formation, but they got their guy on the line. That's a pick. Oh, well, actually,
it's better that way.
It was better that way. Yep, absolutely. We picked up some yardage there.
It's better that way.
So that was DeMille with his hands on the ball, but I'm sure he had that plan back to what you were thinking.
Just knock
earlier.
it down.
Yeah.
He heard Coach Eddie in his ear going, "Don't catch it, don't catch it." All right,
so here we go. We got, again, Bennett Newman starting at quarterback. Dominic Duenas in the backfield at running back. We got Will DeMille split wide to the left. Ari Rohde to the right. Looks like actually we've got
Damian Mendez as a fullback.
2 running back formation in. Something we didn't see a whole lot last game. Newman under center.
Just huge, though, Clark defensive line.
Duenas, nice move at the line. Hey, he's at the 50, the 40, makes another move. 30, he's got a convoy.
Wow.
Touchdown for Dominic Duenas.
And I apologize to Mr. Duenas' family. We ran into the post. There's, holding, coming back.
Yep. So I guess that's a little quid pro quo.
Yeah. All right, so 2 flags. Nice run, though. That was great blocking. Because I got to imagine, just looking at the difference between the defensive line and the Dolphin offensive line, they're outweighed by 80 pounds easily.
Yep.
Easily 80 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, if we go across the front, Chase Green, 197, Pat Billings, 248, Ben Barrett, 179, Jason Perez, 183, Quinn Beck, 161. And, yeah, there's not anybody on that front line for the Eagles going under 2 Bills.
No. But you can see that, sizes and everything, Duenas was able to get outside and save for the holding call, took it 57 yards.
All right, so we got Newman in the shotgun. Snap to him, roll to the right, little screen pass.
Ooh.
Picked up some yardage there for Tristan Merrill. Took a shot at the end. Bud got some of that back. I think a big thing for the Dolphins today is to get that ball out early.
And the lesson is there: protect yourself or get out of bounds.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't let up.
All right, looks like Mendez is back in, so we might see that 2-back set again with Mendez and Duenas.
Well, and the good thing about that, not that there's everything a good thing about the holding penalty, but the holding penalty only made it 1st and 14. So that play picked up 6. So you only have a second. You got a 2nd and 7 right now. So you weren't buried by that penalty.
Newman under center. Hand off to Duenas. Same looking play, bounced it, and I think we're going to pick up another holding penalty here.
Or the little motion maybe. The right side of the line looked like they fired out a little bit early.
We got a flag happy crew here.
Yeah, so much for that. You might win your punt bet too. I don't know. Let's see what the white hat has to say.
I believe the preliminary signal was holding. Isn't that what they say?
Yep. Like they ever change it, right? I mean, what's the
yeah. Well, we got to review this.
Dolphins go in the wrong direction.
Yep, they are.
But this is what you see a lot, Barry. I mean, I'm not sure what else you expect. An offensive line that's only blocked against their varsity counterparts. Now they're trying to block, guys in different colored jerseys that are quite a bit larger than they are.
Yep. Clark is stacking the box. You got 7 guys in there. Newman back to pass. Nice little pass over the middle to Dockett, who hangs on to it. Brandon Dockett won a battle there with number 45. He took it right away from him. So got a couple completions already on the day, which is nice.
Make the car ride home better.
Yeah, absolutely.
3rd and 12. So the Dolphins have to get the ball to the Clark 47. So you might have to, and we're on the, so far they've run just to the right side. You're on the right hash. So Coach Eddie's either going to have to switch something up or throw the ball a little bit deeper, maybe take Duenas out to the left side.
Yeah, we've got Rhodey split wide to the left, DeMille to the right, Dockett in motion. And now we get another flag. Illegal motion somewhere.
So I will tell you that it's pretty nice for them playing between the 30 and the 50, though. It's nice for the camera angle.
Absolutely.
They can just keep going back and forth like this.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll pick up any viewers.
It's all right. Hey, everybody's grandma's watching right now. So that makes it 3rd and 17. So see if the Dolphins have a little bit longer pass play. Like you mentioned, there's nobody in the center of the field. Everybody's at the line of scrimmage. So you beat one guy, you're going to go.
Yep, they're coming. Louis Ortiz in the backfield giving a little pressure. Long pass down to DeMille. He makes a catch, and he's down to the 30.
There you go. Great job. He was one-on-one with the cornerback and just out-jumped him.
Yep, Newman hung in there, and DeMille made a great catch. As I mentioned in the open, I think I mentioned the open. We had a long open, about an hour and a half open.
What we talked about versus what we talked about on air.
But the word is, a guy like Will DeMille has the speed. He's the burner. He's a guy that Coach Eddie mentioned to me has the same kind of wheels as you're going to see on anybody, the top guys on varsity, and he showed it there.
I think that was the end of the first quarter there, Barry. So nothing to nothing, but the Dolphins on a very seesaw drive, but have the ball on the 40-yard line of Clark.
Yeah, and that offensive line has given Newman some time back there.
And it's nice having a wide receiver that can go up and get the ball.
All right, so 0-0 after the first. If you've missed it, we've had both teams with touchdown called back because of penalty. So Clark had scored on a long run off the right-hand side that got called back. And then after turning the ball over on downs, Dominic Duenas on the first play from scrimmage for the Dolphins bounced it out right for about a 60-yard touchdown run that also came back, unfortunately, for a holding call on the line. But we've got the Dolphins with 3 completions. A big one that puts them down at the Clark 30-yard line. So again, up front, we got Chase Green, Pat Billings, Ben Barrett, Jason Perez, and Quinn Beck doing the job of holding down the fort.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see once these kids get in the weight room for a little bit, what you see next year. And there's going to be an opportunity for all of these kids to play next year with the graduating seniors and the small junior class.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk more about that today. Newman in the shotgun. He's got Duenas behind him. That was a broken play. Either Duenas or Newman went the wrong direction on that, and Newman paid the price for it.
You got to hate that coming out of the quarter, right? Everybody should be on the same page, ready to go. But this is where they've done their best work, behind the sticks.
That's right.
2nd and 15.
Yeah, I think, Tony, you mentioned, this it is something about this program where they all do practice together.
Yep.
It's not like JV is off on the side. These guys are part of the varsity program, a huge part of what they're doing here. And, the upside is they experience it like that. They are like varsity players all week, part of the game on Fridays or Saturdays on the sideline. Don't get quite as many reps as a unit. So we got 2nd and long here. Newman again in the shotgun. Back to pass, Duenas with a nice blitz pickup. Hits Will DeMille over the middle. DeMille still on his feet. DeMille all the way down to the 16-yard line.
That's going to be enough for a first down. They only needed to get to the 20, so they better be careful or he's going to be playing on Friday night.
Well, that's true. Always have to factor that in. I'm assuming you're talking about DeMille and not Newman there.
Well, I do have a personal bias on that one, but no, still, 4 great throws for Newman, or 4 or 5. So he's doing a nice job. The offensive line's giving him some time. He's finding the right receiver. So,
all right, 2-back set. Mendez at fullback, Duenas at tailback. Newman back to pass. He has 2 receivers out there. He's got Tristan Merrill to the corner for a touchdown.
Yeah, great drive. That's a drive that started on the 42, went back and forth a couple times. Big pass play to end the first quarter. Newman to DeMille for about 30 yards, and then they drove it in even after the mistake on first down where it was 2nd and 15.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a different look for the Dolphins. I think they had the Eagles biting on a Duenas run on first down, rolled out both Mendez and Tristan Merrill over on the right-hand side. I didn't quite know who was going to come down with that, but Merrill did a nice job. So you got the 2-point conversion here. Dolphins up 6-0 in the early part of the second quarter.
Missing a man on special teams.
Yeah.
Big number Chase Green, the fourth, 6 foot 197. Need that left tackle.
Yeah, that's always good. So, I think Newman had an open receiver, but Dockett
didn't turn his head.
Didn't turn his head. So, well, let's live with the positive there. Touchdown, Dolphins on the board, up 6-0.
That's a great drive, especially you said, when we go back to the Hope game, their offense was a little bit stagnant. They didn't score, but for a kick return. So that was an impressive drive. They overcame several penalties, 4, completed a bunch of passes, had a nice run even though it got called back. So I think the offensive line settled in later in that drive and was able to give Newman plenty of protection and time to find his open receivers. It'll be interesting. It's tough to see if Clark makes an adjustment now, knowing that Whitney Young can throw the ball. If they take the 7th and 8th guy out of the box and respect the passing game a little bit more.
All right, Dolphins lining up to kick. Get some of a couple new faces out there. Mason McCoo, number 45, out there. I know that the Coach Eddie excited about having him out. I think he's a wrestler. They talked about even though he's not the biggest guy. Actually, he was referenced as Dalton-like size, but and for all of you Dolphin fans out there, that's Dalton Ferguson, who hopefully we'll see in the game later. Kick is away from Solomon, number 4, returning it, makes a move. Gonna have another flag coming down. There's Mason McCoo chasing 4, and there's Solomon attempting on a tackle, gang tackle eventually at the 30.
Holding at the 30, so it's coming all the way back. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 20.
Is that the preliminary signal? Or
yeah, so now we got the second one. I'm not sure the Clark coach has words left for any of this. Just dismissively waved off the referee. Right, and we talked about how little practice they had together, and then the thing that falls by the wayside first is any kind of special teams.
Sure.
Now here's an opportunity for the Dolphins to shine. Right, defense, you still got to play a little scheme, but you have a little more freedom. You have an opportunity. They did a great job stifling the run, not letting any of the Clark runners get free on that first drive.
Yeah, and again, you have pretty much the same D-line as the O-line. So those guys have been doing a nice job on both sides of it. So you've got Jason Perez, Chase Green, Pat Billings, Barry Gordon all holding it down in there. Looking at the offense or the defense right now, looks like we've got Lorenzo Rivas checking in at the weak safety spot. And otherwise, it looks like our same setup from before.
So we're going to get a timeout from Clark here, Barry.
All right.
I'm not sure. The Clark coach is not happy with what's going on, but he's still kind of a little bit dismissive of the referee. I'm not sure what the referee did on that one, but that's their second timeout of the half. I'm pretty sure we play 10-minute quarters here. I don't think it's supposed to be running clock on those 10 minutes, but with the Clark bus showing up late, and I'm sure some dinner reservations for the Stripers, that we might the game might speed up. The game might be speeding up a little bit.
Yeah, and actually, after Clark took the timeout, and I'm guessing they were just late in the play clock there. There is some measure of a play clock. I think it's I don't know. If
the back judge is supposed to be, so we have 4 officials for the game. So either the umpire / back judge is supposed to be keeping track of the play clock.
Yeah, so I think they were late in the clock. Clark calls a timeout. Their coach didn't even want their team to come over. I think he was just trying to save himself 5 yards there. But then when Whitney discovered it was timeout, they huddled up on the side. So yeah, Tony, let's see. We've seen a couple passes out of Clark. See if 1st and 10 from the 20.
Wishbone, they got the bone.
Yeah, I say Young is now stacking the box. This could held him up nicely on the outside.
So Clark went old school that time, had 3 running backs in the wishbone, gave it to the left wing back, number 24. He was able to pick up 6, so it gives them 2nd and 3. But a nice run, but nice tackling by the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think Will DeMille on the side, and then Barry Gordon helped clean it up. So yeah, that's big for the corners here. I mean, maybe you're not seeing as much passing going on, but again, we mentioned how big Clark is. So you get some of those offensive linemen or some of those guys lined up in the backfield with a head of steam, and you're trying to man the corner. You've got to hold the line. There's a delayed handoff. Number 4 has got the ball. Looks like
stood up.
Stopped short of the first down marker.
Yeah, so just ran the same play to the opposite side this time. The Dolphins were ready, stopped them for no gain. So they're going to have 3rd and 3 from the 27.
All right, so that was Solomon Bradley in on the stop.
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins' defense is definitely undersized compared to this Clark front 5. But so far they're holding their own. They're using their quickness to get around some of these blocks and just making sure they tackle everybody. Because with that wishbone, you have a lead fullback in addition to 2 guys that are 250 plus, paving the way for number 4.
All right, 3rd and short.
Oh, here comes Boubacar Berry.
Late on the field. Almost got a sack in on there. Ooh, this guy is just rumbling and stumbling. Barry Gordon brings him down.
So yeah, they're going to decline that. I think it was a late illegal substitution by the Dolphins. But I'm not sure who that. Barry, I'm not sure if you saw who got in the backfield. There was a Dolphin who met the handoff, but just couldn't bring number 30 down. He ran over number 7, Braden Samko. Braden will learn that you have to tackle low when the guy's bigger than you. 30 just kind of put his shoulder into Samko and said no. So big first down for Clark. Gets them out to the 43-yard line.
Yep, 43-yard line, 1st and 10. 43 with the Clarks. So you got the Dolphin defense a little bit unsettled to start, but the ball's on the ground. And number 7
got a penalty the last time, but Boubacar Berry picked up the fumble. Great penetration by the entire defensive line for Whitney Young caused that fumble.
Yeah, that's great. Boubacar Berry.
Yeah, so the right side of the Dolphins' defensive line crashed in. Number 30 was going to get the ball again, but they got there just as the handoff was taking place, and that caused the ball to hit the carpet.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Dolphins back in Eagles territory.
Wind just shifted a little bit there, Barry. I'm not sure what's going on.
We're getting ready for a field goal attempt here. So 1st and 10, Newman in the shotgun. Duenas directly behind him. Duenas with the handoff to the right. Bouncing. He's got the corner. Now he's cutting back in.
He had the first down and took a step backward there for a second.
Yeah, I think I heard Coach Eddie tell him to get out of bounds.
Just get down.
But move the chains.
Sometimes you just take what they give you, and it'll be good. Just to reiterate, the other thing we don't know is how much time is left in this quarter. 2 minutes? Thank you, sir.
Where'd you get that information
I got
from?
an inside source.
Ah. All right. 2 minutes. So that also was Coach Eddie imploring Duenas to get out of bounds.
I don't give up my sources.
And you're respected for that. Mendez and Duenas in the backfield. Handoff again to Duenas. He's going to try to get the corner. He's got the corner again, and he is tight-roping down the line. Out of bounds, I think, with another first down.
Great patience by him on that run. Little slow. It was supposed to go up the middle, and he was stymied in the backfield, chopped his feet a little bit, saw an opening to the outside, and was able to pick up about 18 yards. Just has to keep, that's the old adage we saw at the varsity, keep your feet moving and good things will happen, and that's what happened to Duenas right there.
Yeah, I think it was one of those plays to start with that was like, oh no. Yeah, nicely done. All right, so 1st and 10. Newman again in the shotgun. DeMille in motion. Jet sweep to DeMille. He's going to go out of bounds.
No indication.
No gain. There is another flag.
Oh, so
and
another holding on the backside. See, that's where they kind of have to let stuff go a little bit. That holding call had nothing to do with the play. That was on the backside on the holding on the left tackle as the play went around to the right side. So it's going to push the Dolphins back 10 yards to the 25. Coach Eddie's going to take a timeout here.
Yeah, I think, referees aren't they supposed to just
it's a JV game.
Just be seen and not heard.
But they'll tell you that there's holding on every play, so.
All right, so if you're just joining us, we got the Dolphins up 6-0. Late in the second quarter. Dolphins have moved the ball well, actually both in the air and on the ground. Tony has this elaborate sheet here that I'm supposed to try to take care of where I could actually tell you what happened. And I literally have one play written down. First down, 10 to go, ball on the 44.
Hey, the game had to start somewhere, I think. That was
Tony is
we have more games. I mean, we have a whole season of games, right? We have 4 more maybe?
Yeah, that's the word. Word is that the JV Dolphins will have another game against this Clark team, a game against Westinghouse, 2 against Lincoln Park. So for the year, hopefully 6. All right, so 1st and long. Newman in the shotgun. Dockett in motion to the left. The snap rolling to the left.
Not a lot of time there for Newman. He had he was going to roll out but couldn't get his feet set before the right defensive end was saying hello to him up close and personal. He was lucky to get rid of the ball, stopped the clock, didn't take the sack, didn't force the Dolphins to take another timeout. So I think the Dolphins still have 2 timeouts. Second and long.
Yep, Coach Eddie and Newman on the sideline dialing something up. I'm sure they've been working on that jet sweep with DeMille, trying to get him the ball. I mean, that's not necessarily the call this time. It was too bad that that they pulled that out and got the holding call on it, because I think that's definitely a play that has potential.
If you want to get super crazy, here's where you fake the jet sweep to the right and flip it to Duenas coming back to the left.
He has shown the ability to get outside.
But DeMille to the right.
Oh, bad snap. Get on it. Just get on it.
So at this point, you almost want to let the half run out. You have to get inside the 10-yard line to the 7, and the ball now rests at the 40, at the 36.
Yeah, so that was a snap that that rolled back. Be interesting when they look at it in film. I think Coach Eddie's going to say, Bennett, get on it. Just get on that ball.
Right? Don't try and pick it up.
Yeah, and I'm sure, it's one of those things, and I'm guessing there was a play that that was downfield that they wanted to try to make work on that. But
yeah, it was interesting. You had DeMille and Dockett, your 2 fastest guys on the right-hand side. So I'm not sure if they were going to run one short, one long. But somewhere probably under a minute right now in the half. Ball rests on the Clark 36. Have to get to the 7 for a first down. There's that pesky math again. I think it's 29 yards.
I'll let you handle
that
part
I'm going to go with 3rd and 29.
See the handoff here? No. Newman back to pass. Duenas with a nice blitz pickup. And Newman hung it up there for DeMille. He had DeMille open. Well, we've got a roughing the quarterback.
So it's interesting. I don't think that that's an automatic first down in high school football. We'll have to see what they do with it. I think you just get to 15 and you still need to get to the down marker. But it stops the clock, at least for the moment. The Dolphins need to be ready to go. So they'll take the ball from the 36 to the 21. At least it makes it a little easier pass, gives you some different options.
Yeah, Newman probably wants that back. I mean, he hung up a ball. I mean, it had the distance on it, just was a little bit on the inside to DeMille, but he had DeMille open, which they've been proven to be able to do. So let's see. Yeah, you're right, Tony. It looks like 3rd down and call it 14. If the math is correct.
If the math is correct. They got to get to the set. So looks like they put it inside the 20 or inside the 21 on the 20. But can't be a lot of time here. There's some room for Duenas on the left side. There is there's nobody between him and the goal if he can get past big number 11. Big number 11, the defensive end, is the only thing between Dominic and a touchdown.
And again, nice job up front by the Dolphins offensive line. So the snap to Newman. He's got pressure. He rolls left. He lofts one up in the end zone. Just a little bit short for Dockett.
And that they're going to call that the half.
All right, well, it was good to get away from the pressure. Rolling left, kind of tough, and a little bit of a wind here. So 6-0 at half. Dolphins again scoring Will DeMille touchdown.
Yeah, a good half overall. I thought I was very impressed with the way the defense played, playing against a much bigger defensive line with 3 or 4 running backs for Clark that look like they have breakaway speed, and the Dolphins were able to keep contain on everything. Hey, I think we should thank our 20 listeners, right? Our 20 viewers right now. So
absolutely, we should.
That's an impressive performance from the Newman family. You got everybody out there, don't you?
Oh yeah. We went viral on this.
How much did that cost you?
Yeah, a little bit. And I'm not sure. We'll have to listen to the tape. I'm not sure they're coming back.
Oh, they'll be back.
So Tony, let's talk a little bit about varsity football here. So. We've got Dolphins off to a 3-0 start. Big wins against Clemente and the good Knights, and then a hard-fought 8-10 or 10-8 victory against Lane Tech last week, with Westinghouse coming up this weekend. So give us your thoughts on the season and what we might be looking at on Friday night.
I mean, I think the Dolphins have done everything that they've been asked to do so far. They went out and pretty much dominated the first 2 games, which they were supposed to. The first conference game last Friday against Lane Tech at Lane Tech, in an atmosphere that none of those kids had really played in before. I'll tell you, as in 2019 before COVID, the Dolphins played Peyton at Lane Tech, and it was the same kind of crowd, just not the same kind of game. Peyton was much better. So I think you saw a little bit of some nerves on Friday night. You saw some mistakes, but I don't think you can say enough right now about what this Dolphin defense is doing. They've only allowed 1 touchdown, which was on Friday night. That was the first time they've been scored upon. But they had 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery and a block punt, and caused a block field goal and caused a bad snap on a field goal. So that the defense really was the reason they won on Friday. And it'll be interesting to see what they do. This is a big, fast, strong Westinghouse team that they're going to take on Friday night in their second conference game. And if the defense doesn't come out and perform like they've had, it could be a long night for the Dolphins. If the defense comes out and throws another performance like the first three, it's going to be a really interesting football game.
Yeah, that'll be great to see, because I think there is a lot of energy and excitement around this program right now. And we mentioned earlier, the contributions are coming all over the place. I mean, definitely a strong senior class. So we've talked about Patrick McHale at quarterback, really, doing it a little bit like, and again, this offense that we have out here today, it's the same version as the varsity.
Yeah, and I think the offense is starting to find its flow a little bit. Frank Skotanis has 5 touchdowns on the season. Didn't score on Friday night, but had a couple huge runs, including the 1st and 10 20-yarder to start the game clinching drive. And I think that's what Coach was working to, was as much of a struggle as the offense had on Friday with 6 minutes and 29 seconds when they took over the football on the Lane Tech 30. The offense is dominated. Big Tommy Basario was driving his blocks back into the secondary. Frank made a couple great runs. Patrick had a great run to get that final first down. So you can see what this offense can do. They just have to avoid the penalties. They have to put the plays together, make a couple catches. There was a big drop on the goal line on Friday night that could have changed the complexion of the game a little bit. So, I think it's all come together. That's why you play those first 2 games against Good and against Clemente to kind of work out those bugs. This was a team that only got to play 3 games last spring, graduated a 17-person senior class, so they were replacing especially a lot of offensive linemen. We still have two freshmen that are starting on the offensive line. So you're growing up under fire. So you when we talk about this team on the field today, you have to take at least right off the top of my head, 4 freshmen who are starting. Will Carter, Luke Yolich, Cepeda, and Youngdale. So you got 4 freshmen, not just playing a lot on the varsity team, but starting on the varsity team right now. And that was part because of some injuries in the preseason, and part because they're just part of the best 22 that Coach puts together.
Yeah. And you mentioned Will Carter. I mean, I think that Lane game was the coming out party for Will Carter at wide receiver. I think he had 4 catches on the night. They were utilizing him in the bubble screen, made another nice catch out on the sideline. I think it's not that Y receiver in the Dolphins offense doesn't necessarily get a lot of attention because the X receiver is Anthony Hood, and he's getting a lot of attention from our side of the ball on offense, but also a lot of attention from the other side of the ball. So you get a kid like Carter stepping up with his size, and Will Carter. We were talking earlier about the guys on this team. I mean, Will Carter didn't play tackle football until he showed up at Whitney Young. So here's a kid, his 3rd tackle football game is a Friday night lights.
Right, in front of 800 people at Lane Stadium. And we talk about these all, 3 of them are playing both ways. Yeah. It's not just that they're starting on offense. They're playing offense and defense. So, it's the future of this program is bright. Coach Finger told us he had 32 freshmen come out at least for some part of summer workouts and summer practice. 25 stuck around long enough to get a number. So that if you can build a program around 20 or 25 kids from every class, you're going to have a successful program and start to play with the big boys.
Yeah, and it's Whitney Young is definitely an interesting situation. I was talking to Coach Eddie about it, and that it's a magnet school, a selective enrollment school. So you don't necessarily know what you're getting. You don't know what you're getting until those guys show up on the first day of practice. It's not like you're in a community where maybe you know that certain family members are coming through, or you have a youth football program in the neighborhood and you know that they're going to be feeding into your school. So that's the downside of it. The upside of it is you build a program like this, as Coach Finger and his staff is doing, then the city is your
Right.
oyster, right? I mean, then you have kids that are either just staying at their community school or going to a lane or somewhere else where they're going to start looking at Whitney. Not obviously for the academics part of it, where we haven't had, Whitney's a great school from that perspective. So it's like, and also the location. I mean, the location, we're not necessarily right next to a big neighborhood area,
Right.
but we're in the middle of it all,
Right.
so you can get here.
And then you look at the most successful CPS program, which is Phillips, and they have 2 elementary schools that those kids feed into Phillips, and they play youth football the way you're going to play at Phillips. And it's a huge advantage. That's the advantage that some of these suburban schools have is your youth football programs play football the way they're going to play in high school. I think the one cool thing about Whitney Young and one of the advantages that it has, and Zaire Nichols is a perfect example of that, he was part of the Academic Center program, so he's been around this football program for 7 years, since he was a 7th grader. Sophomore Brady Miller on the varsity team has been around this program now for 4 years, and he's just a sophomore. So huge advantage when you can get those kids, and they can't practice with the team, but they can be down in the weight room lifting.
Yep.
And you start to see kids bigger because you look down the weights, and 130, 138, 137. It's amazing. Just a little bit of time in the weight room, you'll start to see these kids at 150, 160, and the stronger they get, the faster they get, and you'll be able to compete. So.
Yep, I agree. We got Alex Dale next to us right now.
Hi, Alex.
Kind of wondering about, like, in the weight room, who's going to end up bigger, you or your brother? Yeah, probably your brother.
But Alex will always be faster, so it's okay. That's the trade-off.
Alex had a great interception return. That was the touchdown in the game
I think
on Friday
more,
night.
More importantly, he had a great tackle on the other team's interception that prevented the last play of the first quarter touchdown score, which would have definitely changed the complexion of the game.
Yeah, that was harrowing. Harrowing end to the half.
Took my breath away for a little bit.
Yeah. But and again, we're not just talking about him because he's right next to us. But Alex Dale is a guy, again, sophomore last year, playing on the varsity team, and I think he was playing that H-back slot.
He played all over
He
because
played all over.
We had a couple running backs get hurt, so he started the season as a linebacker, backup quarterback, ended up playing running back for a game and a half, the second and third games, and this year's just done an amazing job. Has couple interceptions, couple forced fumbles, and leads the team in tackles. So that helmet's getting pretty full of Dolphins right now.
Yeah, yep. So definitely exciting. And we mentioned Nick Dale is one of those freshman linemen, along with Juan Cepeda, starting on the varsity squad. So, again, really good future for this Whitney Young program. And Tony, I want to point out what I've got for you right now is I've got a Dalton Ferguson sighting.
Oh, yes. All right, here we go.
Yep. So Dalton is number 80. He's close to us on the kickoff return setup. Dalton is 4'10", 92, all heart. I mean, this kid, if you see him on a Friday night, he puts in more mileage than anybody else on the team, running up and down the sidelines. And I think also a little bit of a social media star in some of the Dolphin feed, if you ever watch that as well. So we've got again 6-0, Dolphins leading, kicking off for the second half.
So I think we're missing that chain gang. The managers decided to take off halftime.
That'll make our job a little harder.
A little bit. They're still going to kick off, though.
Kick is short and downed at the 35-yard line. Not a bad move there by Will Schetz. Will Schetz, a backup quarterback and free safety. I'm sure we'll see him a bit today on one side of the ball or another. And our chain gang has reemerged. I'm not sure it's the same chain gang, but they're out there. So, again, we're going to 6-0 Dolphins. They're going to take over at their 35-yard line. Again, across the front, Chase Green, Pat Billings, Ben Barrett, Jason Perez, Quinn Beck did a great job in the first half holding the line.
I think we found the managers.
We found the managers. They're on their way across the field. They were probably breaking down film from the varsity practice.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. So still no safety in the Clark lineup. Everybody's on the line of scrimmage or man-to-man on a receiver.
Yeah, we got Solomon Bradley, 83 wide to our right. Dockett in motion, so trips to the right. Snap to center. They're going deep again to Dockett, and he comes down with the catch in traffic.
So I think Newman's only missed one ball today, right? The deep one down the right sideline at the end of the first half. So he's having a great day, finding some open receivers.
Yep. Dockett came down with that one in traffic. That one hung up there a bit. But
yeah, it's interesting that Clark didn't make an adjustment to put a safety in the game. That makes the passing a little bit easier for the Dolphins and makes a decision to pass a little bit easier.
They are still fully stacked on the line. Newman under center. He trips, handoff to Duenas, and that's going nowhere.
Yeah, so I know Coach Eddie wants to work on several different plays and get things going, but if Clark's going to allow you to have man-to-man coverage on everybody with no safety over the top, it kind of dictates what you need to do right now. So that was a loss of 4. So 2nd and 14.
Yep, and Dolphins bringing back the 3 wide receiver package. Mendez checks out of the game. Dockett in the game. Newman going to be back in the shotgun with Duenas next to him. We got Bradley split wide left. Will DeMille on the right. Newman looking left.
Somebody forgot to turn their head, huh?
Yeah, I think that was to Tristan Merrill over there. Timing off just a little bit on that.
Yeah, quick hitter. You want to avoid that big pass rush that Clark's bringing. So the receivers have to be aware of kind of the situational situation. Newman can see 7 guys coming right at him, but the receivers have to get that head around and realize they're all kind of running hot routes right now.
All right, so Bradley, Merrill to the left, Dockett, DeMille to the right, Newman in the shotgun. Snap a little bit short, pressure on. He gets hit. DeMille is open, off DeMille's hands.
Sorry, bad camera work. Yeah, interesting. The offensive line seemed to leave a little bit before the snap of the ball, which left Newman kind of between a rock and a hard place. He didn't get the ball until the defensive line had already started their rush. So who did we say won the punt competition the other day?
Yeah, we got Solomon Bradley. So I think with the wind behind them right now, Bradley's going to be in punt formation. A little bit of a missed opportunity there for the Dolphins with DeMille running open, but we'll see. Let's get lined up here for the punt. Key here is getting the snap delivered on time and then just selling out your body to block the Eagles on their way in. There's the snap. Not much of a rush. Low kick, but it's going to get a roll. Number 4 picked it up late, and he's on the move. 84 with an attempted tackle. He's got a head of steam right now. Let's see if Bradley can bring him down. He took some punishment there.
So big return. What do you have on that, about 60 yards?
Yeah, I picked it up at around the 20. So that was almost a play where the ball was rolling around within inches of a Dolphin being able to jump on top of it, and turned into a big run. Big return. Eagles going to take a first down at the 38, at the Dolphins 38.
So let's see if the halftime pep talk by the Clark coaches have done anything for this offense. And I'm not sure it's the running backs. I think we've seen some good performance out of the running backs, but the offensive line needs to get a couple blocks. The Dolphins have been able to get into the backfield and break up a couple plays. And I think we've seen 2 incompletions from number 7. So look for them to attack the edges.
Yeah, and Coach Eddie is stacking that middle. So you got Boubacar Berry in there with Pat Billings. So those are the 2 biggest guys on this team holding down the middle of the line. Looks like Jason Perez and Barry Gordon making up the front, and they've done a nice job today. And now with a short field, let's see if they can hold up. Clark, yeah, back to the bone. You got 7 under center, 25, 30, and 24 all in the backfield. There's a pitch, a little bit of penetration, but 24. It's a few yards. Stacked up by the middle of the Dolphins defense. I think we probably have Damian Mendez and Dominic Duenas in on that tackle.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a lot of room for Clark up the middle, Barry. I think they have to attack it on the sidelines or attack it on the wings. The ball on the right hash right now, so I would look for a play coming far left toward the Dolphins sideline.
The Dolphins fan base just picked up by about 30 as the varsity is just done with practice and over watching.
Somebody want to remind them we do not have a delay on this, please?
Yeah, exactly. 2nd and 8. Pitch to 24. Pat Billings sticking his nose in there. Nice tackle. Because number 24, he had a head of steam coming in on that. And Billings stopped him short, so you got about 3rd and call it 4.
Yeah, you got almost no gain on that because the maybe a yard. The first play had gone for 5.
24 actually limping off after that play.
The Dolphins able to stack up this run so far.
Mendez comes off. Duenas in on D. Back to the bone for the Eagles. Snap, pitch. Good penetration by the Eagles. Flag comes out. Will DeMille not happy that he didn't get the tackle, but he made the play. I mean,
great pursuit. He set the edge, and that's what you're supposed to do. You set the edge and let the rest of your teammates come up and make that tackle. Because just by the look of them, you don't want to try and tackle any of these Clark running backs one-on-one. So it's going to be 4th down if they decline that penalty, or 3rd down and super long if it's accepted.
What are you going to do here, Coach?
I decline it, but that's why I'm up here.
You're living dangerously.
That's why I'm up here.
All right, it's declined. Coach Eddie said, let's stack it up and roll.
Yeah, I mean, I think you trust in your defense. Put your defense out there. I'd rather see them stop 1 play than try and have to stop 2 with these explosive running backs.
Yep. So again, we've seen Clark try to bounce some of these things out, and that's where maybe the Dolphins have been a little bit susceptible. Again, Billings and Barry stack in the middle. Let's get some penetration right off the blocks on that, and then see what happens. 4th and about 5. Handoff to 30, and there is Billings again.
Yeah, just jumped on the running back number 30 as he came through the hole, had him by the shoulders and just wrestled him down. A great tackle.
Billings is having himself a day.
Yeah, impressive. He beat his man off the block right away and was there to meet the running back as he got to the line of scrimmage.
All right, so we got the offense back on the field after that big 4th down stop. Again, 6-0 lead, 6-0 lead for the Dolphins. They're going to have 1st and 10 at, call it the 34-yard line. You got Newman in the shotgun. Duenas in the backfield.
I'd like to see a little Duenas. They went to the passing last time. Let's get Duenas on the edge and see what happens.
Yep, I'm with you. There's DeMille in motion. No jet sweep on that one. There's a snap. They're throwing it again. Ooh, throw low.
Yeah, he's dropped down sidearm his last couple throws. All the way back to that 2-point conversion, which he had to get the ball into the end zone. But if he comes over the top on that, I think that he can find DeMille.
Yeah, he had an open receiver there. So I'll let you tell him that, Tony. I'm not going to mention that to him. we've got an agreement. You know,
I don't coach my son.
Exactly. Any advice that's coming to your son who's a quarterback, it gets delivered by somebody else.
You could just show him the video on that, and it's
All right, so trips to the right again. I think you got Dockett Merrill and Rhodey. Oh, and he's deep to DeMille. Oh, right there. Newman had it dialed up.
Beautiful dime. Put it right on his hands.
DeMille not happy with himself. I mean, he's had himself a game, but he would have had himself even more of a game.
He would have had himself a touchdown. He hadn't beaten his man off the line, and the ball was right where it needed to be.
Yeah, Bennett has an expression for me on that. Whenever we're out playing catch and I drop one like that, he always tells me he hit me in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Just tell him he looked like Kenta Colby and then explain who Kenta Colby was. It'll be fine.
Yep. 3rd and 10 from the 34. Newman in the shotgun. DeMille in motion. Middle screen.
What was that?
Yeah, that was a middle screen.
That was a chest pass. That was a chest pass, it looked like.
Yeah.
I mean, interesting idea, interesting design, but.
Yeah, I think the idea was the fake jet sweep to DeMille, and I couldn't tell if Duenas or Dockett was maybe in the middle on that screen. I think we're just happy that it hit the ground.
Right, didn't get intercepted. There was a lot of players around there.
So, Dolphins got the ball back on downs. Had a couple good looks there, but nothing that quite came together. So we've got the second punt of the night. Last one, Eagles took back about 40 yards or whatever the math was again. We got Solon Bradley back in protection. The Eagles don't give much of a rush. Bradley again gets off a short one. I think the Dolphins would be good to down that thing as quickly as possible.
This one's not going to get returned. So a fair trade-off. Ball's going to be on the 43-yard line. So far, Clark hasn't been able to do anything, and the Dolphins' defense has dominated. Let's see if that continues. And we have to be getting close to the end of this third quarter.
I think that's what we might have just had a signal for. We'll have to see if we're flipping sides of the field here. But I think that's the indication we got from the referee. So, again, 6-0 Dolphins. We've got a perfect night here, Tony, by the way.
It's gorgeous.
And I think you've sort of locked in this weather for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if we're doing these games in late October, you can just guarantee me some 72-degree weathers.
Shorts and T-shirts all the way. That's what we do. That's how we do it here at Dolphin Land.
Yeah. I'm guessing a guy like Frank Skotanis is in shorts and T-shirt no matter what the weather is.
I mean, all these kids for a while, all they wore was long soccer socks and shorts, so this shouldn't affect them. Global warming and all, you know.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, so this will be interesting. If the Dolphins can hold here and get the ball back and then get any kind of drive going, they should be able to win this football game. And they've shown some flashes on offense. They had a nice sustained drive on their touchdown. Had a couple receivers come open. A couple drop passes, but a very impressive performance for this young Dolphins team.
Yeah, and I think it's one of these things. Now you're in the fourth quarter, and we talked earlier, and Coach Eddie said to me earlier this week, the wins and losses that are counted are the varsity wins and losses, and that's what you're focused on, and that's quite frankly what this JV team is doing, is helping prepare that varsity when they're running scout teams. I'm going to throw that quote out the window now.
You know what that is? That's coach talk right there.
That's coach talk.
Don't tell these kids that.
No, absolutely not. They're out there putting it on the line. So, again, that's a lot riding on that D line for the Dolphins. We've got a great view of this here from our vantage point at
high atop the Michelle Obama Athletic Complex.
Yeah, we're in the press box here.
Oh, by the way, we're not putting this away. We're letting the kids put this away.
Yeah, we got our workout in on that. All right, so 1st and 10. 1st and 10 from the 43. Snap, 7 back to pass. Bubakar Berry misses on the sack. Perez tack in pursuit, and eventually we're going to get Damian Mendez.
Berry's down a little bit.
Yeah, Berry's down. Looks like he's grabbing his knee. He almost came up with the sack. So we're going to have somebody come out to take a look at him. Boubacar Berry is somebody that just joined the team recently. So his first action, and we've actually seen, his first action, fumble recovery today and some nice pursuit up the field. Almost got the tackle. Damian Mendez is a guy who cleaned up on that, and Damian is a sophomore fullback, also playing the weak side linebacker position, and Damian has a bit of a legacy here at Whitney Young. His brother Clayton Mendez was an all-state, all-city runner, distance runner for the Dolphins. I think he's now out at Stanford and running on both their cross-country and indoor track team. So I think he was their number 4 runner on their cross-country team that finished 6th in the nation.
Wow.
I was checking that out a little bit. There's a great couple videos that were done that are out there on YouTube about when Clayton was here at Whitney Young, and we've got some historic distance programs in the state, like the Yorks of the world, that are always on the top of the heap and produce a lot of athletes. And the story was really around Clayton, and they had some footage of the team, running around the block here.
Right. The great training facilities we have here on the west side of Chicago.
I mean, if you can make your way over to the lakefront path, it's all right, but you got to make it there.
It's easy to keep track, right? Every 8 blocks is a mile.
That's right. So Boubacar comes off. He's looking much better. He limped off. I think there might be a little bit of a smile in there. Let's see how he does over on the sidelines. So second down and long for the Eagles. I think that ball is on the ground. I think it was on the ground, but I think they came back up with it.
But he still gives you third and about 8 yards, 3rd and 9, based on where the headlines judge is standing. So, we haven't seen a pass from Clark in quite a while. We saw one on the first series, one on the second series, but last drive, when it was 4th and about 19, they decided to run the ball rather than throw it. So, see what the Clark coaches do here.
We'll see what they do. We got Will Schetz back again in that Patrick McHale deep safety spot, spying what's going on. We got sort of a traditional defensive coverage for the Dolphins. Try to get a defensive push up the middle. We got a linebacker blitzing up the middle. He got picked up. Number 4, who has been dangerous, but gets strung out. Mendez did a great job, and then Will DeMille cleaned it up on the end.
Dude, with a name like Will DeMille, you're born to be a star, right?
Absolutely. I mean,
Will the
Thrill DeMille. If he doesn't have that nickname,
you're currently in charge of nicknames. You're the bestower of nicknames.
I see his parents over there, so they're not watching on the live stream. Maybe we have the whole DeMille family.
Hey, and thanks to all 24 people that are watching. It's fun to be out here, fun to watch the kids play, and this is the bright, very bright future of Dolphin football.
So we're going to be lining up for a 4th and 4.
Got to get into the 47-yard line. Great pursuit on the last play by the Dolphins. Set the edge, and then they didn't let one person try and make the tackle. They brought a whole group of Dolphins to the ball carrier.
That's what you got to do. You got to pursue, and that's where Mendez had him strung out, slowed him up, and DeMille cleaned it up. So big play here, 4th and 4. Eagles under center. Good push again. High snap, and you got Billings there again. Billings, and I think that was 41, who I should probably know. 41 on our sheet. That's Ari Rohde. Okay, Ari Rohde making a nice push in the middle as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure I love that play. They've tried it a couple times. Their strength has been just inside or just off the tackle. I don't think any of their wide plays have worked. The pursuit of the Dolphins, either side, right or left, has been really great tonight. The outside linebackers setting the edge and allowing the D-backs and the rest of the team to come up and make a tackle. So let's see if the Dolphins can punch this in the end zone on probably the last drive of the game. They're on their Clark 49.
Yeah. You didn't love that play. I love that play.
Well,
I was more than happy to see that play. So you got Newman under center, Mendez in the game at fullback, Duenas, as they say, the tail of the tandem.
uh-oh, we're short a guy.
We were short a guy, and that guy we're not
Quinn
going to
Beck.
name.
I will name him. Quinn Beck.
Quinn Beck,
in the game.
He's that wide receiver playing right tackle. I mean, we'll give him a break. Newman with the handoff. Duenas bouncing, picks up positive yardage, keeps the clock moving.
So something he's going to have to work on right there. He got the ball from Newman and stopped. He didn't see a hole right away and kind of stopped, and then a hole opened up. But as he moves up to the next level, if he stops moving his feet, if he just doesn't keep going, he's going to get tackled for a loss on that play rather than the 3-yard pickup that it became. So just a little something for him to work on is you got to take the ball and you got to find a hole and hit it.
All right, so 4 receivers for the Dolphins. Newman in low snap, but he picks it up, and he's got Tristan Merrill. A nice play by number 4. That guy's a player. I wish we knew his name. He had the punt return. He had some nice runs, and he made a great play there because Tristan Merrill was open. And he just got his arm around and got the pass break up in there.
Yeah, I really like what the Dolphins have been able to do on offense here, especially in passing situations. Get the ball downfield, get some one-on-one situations, and Newman just giving his receivers an opportunity to catch the ball. And that was just a great defensive play.
Anthony Hood stopping by to say hello. 3rd and long, Newman in the shotgun, rolling to the right. Wow. Throw on the run to DeMille.
Nice. All right, well, we won't talk to him about throwing sidearm tonight. that gets him off the hook. That was a great play. Rolled out to his right. Probably had an opportunity to run, but great patience from him. Waited till DeMille came open on that right hash, and he delivered a dime.
Nice pass. And, Tony, you'd say an opportunity to run because you saw Green in front of him, but clearly you haven't seen Bennett Newman run. One of the things Coach Eddie said, we got to develop his scrambling a bit. Maybe not the fleetest of foot, but he's making up for it with the arm tonight. So 1st and 10. Newman handoff to Duenas. That gets stacked up.
Not a chance there. The ball, the defender, number 25, just met Duenas at the 40-yard line with the handoff, and there was nowhere for Dominic to go.
Yeah, not great timing on that, which is one of the development things that all has to.
And I'm not sure it was there's a timeout on the field, a Clark timeout. I'm not sure it was the timing on the snap or the handoff. It was just that 24 didn't get blocked as he made his way back to the defensive backfield. So Clark thinks they're still playing to win this game, which is great to see. They need to get a stop. Next 2 plays, you figure the Dolphins, if they don't move the ball, would punt, which would possibly give the Eagles the ball inside the 20-yard line, with minimal time to score. And with the passing game we've seen, they have to be hoping to break off a large run rather than hit a big pass play. Especially since they brought, what do we say, they had 17 kids get off the bus.
17 off the bus. So.
And I'll tell you that the majority of the 11 have played this whole game. Number 7's out there as a D-back, the quarterback. Number 4, of course, you just mentioned, now kind of playing a safety role. And I think all the offensive, defensive linemen have played the entire game. So, and it's easy for us to say that it's cool out here because we're not wearing 10,
pads.
15 pounds of gear.
Nor is anybody hitting us.
No.
Yet.
There you go. Now you've been hit. You're ready.
All right, so 2nd and long. Newman in the shotgun. Duenas behind him. Here's the snap. Newman rolling left. He might just want to. He got that ball knocked out of his hands. Somebody's got to get on it. 25 comes down with it. So that was the play that Clark was looking for. So Clark's in business. Yeah, a little bit maybe too fancy there. It's
hard rolling out to his
left. Yeah.
didn't have his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. And the defensive player was just able to reach up and smack that ball away.
All right, so we must be close, late in the clock here.
But
clearly.
that wouldn't have started though, right? Because it was a change of possession. So that's a wasted timeout right there.
Yep. So Clark just took a timeout. Again, Dolphins leading 6-0. We think we're late in the fourth quarter here. I mean, we're thinking because we don't have a scoreboard that can tell us that. But
it's life in CPS these days.
Yep, that's right. So Eagles take the ball over. 1st and 10, Dolphins 46-yard line. Dolphins defense has held strong throughout the day. I mean, we've seen nice performances from Pat Billings, from Chase Green, Jason Perez, Barry Gordon up front, and then on the backside we've seen Solomon Bradley in unplays, Damian Mendez, Duenas, Quinn Beck, and Will Schetz as well. So have those guys step up again, and we'll put a victory in the books, but still some amount of time to get there.
We might be able to control the weather, Barry. I think if we play any of these games into the middle of October, though, we're going to have to turn the lights on here at the Michelle Obama Athletic Complex because the sun is below the trees.
Yeah. All right, so I think the Dolphin sideline imploring a defensive stop here. 1st and 10. You got the Eagles.
So you take a timeout, and then you get an illegal procedure penalty. Not sure who 11's pointing at. He just jumped early.
Yeah.
Not sure if let's see how many guys are next to him. No, he's a tackle in this formation, so he wasn't going out to go, but I'm guessing the play was going to his side.
So that helps out the Dolphins. Now the ball back on the Eagles 49, so you're going to have 1st and 15. They were actually in the shotgun there. So that see if we can get some pressure.
So 11 is a tight end in this formation. Now he's coming out to the slot.
Dockett is covering number 4. You got to think they're going to be looking his way. Hopefully Will Schetz is looking that way too. He's got some time. Ball is up in the air. That's Schetz with the interception. He's at the 40 to the 50. He's got some speed. He's around the end, and he's going to take it to the house.
Nope, he stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds.
At the 25-yard line. But a great play by number 29, the sophomore, 5'9", 170 pounds. So not only the interception, but the see if we get the celebration down here. Not only the interception, but a great run back because he picked that ball off about just inside the 30-yard line and brought it back.
Yeah, Schetz, who's
25 yards.
Who's a backup quarterback, and has some size, some size and speed. I think he's also a basketball player here at Whitney. A lot of these guys, multi-sport guys, and so you see some of some of that athleticism on display. And actually, I want to mention this because this is something Coach Eddie told me. Pat Billings, whose name we called a bunch of times today on the defensive side of the ball. Pat Billings is an accomplished tennis player. So
we have approval. So Will's grandfather is listening. Thanks. But he's all in with Will the Thrill. So
all right. So that is Will DeMille the first.
Yep.
Is giving us the comment on Will the Thrill DeMille the third. Well, we will. Will keeps playing like this. He can tell us
right,
whatever he wants us to call him.
He'll earn it. We won't give it to him. So it looks like we're in victory formation.
Victory formation. One of the favorite formations you can have.
My personal favorite.
Yep. So Newman takes a snap, takes a knee. We're not quite sure how much time, but again, Dolphins 6-0. Will DeMille, and I keep saying
that. Looks like they're going to end it.
All right. We got a victory for the Dolphins. They go to 1-1 on the year. Coach Eddie Boucher with a victory. So, I don't know, probably a bunch of game balls that could go around. I think Will DeMille for his contributions on both sides of the ball. Going to be somebody that would be high on that list of contributions.
All right, so sometimes they let them shake hands, other times they don't. So
I think this might just be a wave of things. So Tony, what's the post game is what, 2 hours?
2 hours,
more
right,
hours. I was talking. We're gonna get some
what do you want to
interviews.
talk about? We got the starting running back playing photographer down here.
Yes, go Tannis.
You know it's a Dolphin game because Coach Finger's got the whistle going, spinning it around. I'm quite surprised he hasn't put his eye out yet. But an impressive performance from the Young Dolphins, both defensively and offensively. They played definitely a much bigger team. And for a squad that hasn't practiced a whole lot by themselves, very efficient on offense and played really, really great on defense. Found the ball, set the edges, didn't let any big plays, which is always a worry when you have a team with 3 or 4 running backs who look like they have breakaway speed. So quite impressive from these young Dolphins.
Yeah, and if I could have kept stats during the game, I could roll through those right now, but I couldn't. But definitely a balanced attack for the Dolphins.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you got going on tonight. You can always go watch the film.
I'll break down the film.
We'll have the stats for next week. So
yeah, break down the film. But again, balanced offense. I mean, in the first half, we were talking about it. I mean, Newman maybe only had 1 incompletion.
Yeah, on a deep ball that was.
Yep, delivered a bunch. And quite frankly, in the second half, there were some balls there that the Dolphins really could have put more points on the board.
Yeah.
But, again, impressive performance. Big difference, I think, also this game from last game was Dominic Duenas. So you got a run game going.
And he played a great middle linebacker, too.
Absolutely. Great middle linebacker. And I'll say, I think when they look at the film, I think had some nice blitz pickups, too, because Newman spent a lot of time on his back.
Well, that's what you said. In the first game, he was looking at the sky, and I think he really only got hit once that I can remember, and then the fumble at the end of the game. But he was under a little bit of pressure, but still had time to set his feet and step into his throws. So, all around a great performance from everybody.
All right, so we thank everybody for tuning in.
Do we know when the next game is? Is it TBD?
It is a TBD, although the expectation is we're going to have Wednesdays at, somewhere in the vicinity of 5:30-ish. But we'll get that information out to everybody. I think more importantly, or as importantly, Friday, Varsity against Westinghouse. So Tony will be on the air.
We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock from Rockney Stadium, and we'll have a 7:15 kickoff between the Warriors of Westinghouse and your Whitney Young Dolphins.
All right. So with that, I want to say a big thank you to Tony McHale.
Hey, where else would I rather be? What else would I rather be doing? This is. All it's missing is somebody paying me, but for right now, I'll pay them, so it's good.
Yeah, no, a lot of fun, and thanks to everybody out there for joining us. We're going to sign off again. 6-0 win for the JV Whitney Young Dolphins. Have a good night, everybody.
We are done.